Murli of 20th December 1969. And Baba was sharing how to have a balance, how to be soft as well as warm, how to be loving as well as being powerful. And Baba was talking about identifying the subtleties of it's like the consciousness that doesn't allow us to go beyond. Baba uses the word golden chains for that. So today let us continue from where we left off yesterday. Baba says, this is why just as you become free from any type of bondage, in the same way, you should be able to become free from the bondage of the body. Otherwise, it will be very difficult to be liberated from the bondage of the body. The final paper is of the final thoughts which lead you to your destination. To easily be free from the bondage of the body at the end is a sign of passing with honor. However, that will only be possible when your costume is not tight. If there is any tightness, you will not be able to be liberated easily. Tightness means attachment to someone. This is why check one thing. Has your costume become so loose that you're able to shed that costume in 1 second? Has your costume become so loose that you're able to shed that costume in 1 second? If it is trapped somewhere, then there will be difficulty in shedding the costume. This is known as being ever ready. Only those who are ever ready in every aspect will be ever ready to this extent. You saw in the practical form how Baba demonstrated being ever ready so that when he was called, he instantly left here in 1 second. Did he think, what will the children say? How can I go without meeting the children? Did Baba think this? So Brahma Baba didn't think much before taking leave from the children. As soon as he was warned, he was ever ready. Because of being easy in the costume, it becomes easy to shed the costume. Baba is saying not to be tight in the costume, to be able to shed the costume very easily. Baba says this is why you should try this at every moment. The praise of the confluent sage is how Baba was detached even whilst being in the body. Only then was he able to be detached in 1 second. Only those who remain detached over a long period of time can be detached in 1 second. If there is a detachment over a long period of time, then this love for the body will make the soul repent. This is why you must not have love for it. The more detached you remain from this, to that extent, you will be loved by the world. Therefore, this is the effort you have to make. The real effort, Baba is saying, is to remain detached from the body over a long period of time. Not to have the consciousness, not to feel tight. Baba says, do not think that only when a form of sickness is visible will you then go. or that you will put yourself right at that time. It is not like that. At the end, there will be such unique deaths of the children that the son will show the father. And so we have seen how dadis have left, and in their leaving the body was their seva merged. And so Baba is saying, it's not that only when the body is sick, at that time we make this effort at the end. But Baba says it has to be over a long period of time. Baba says it will not be the same for everyone. There are very few children who have the unique part of death remembered in the drama through which the son will show the father. Only those who have the one special virtue will be able to do this. Only a few have this part. They will continue to reveal the Father till the end. This is also a very huge subject. The Father will continue to be revealed until the end by such souls. Such souls must definitely be powerful and must have the practice of being bodiless over a long period of time. So Dadis have really done this, and so now it's our turn to practice being bodiless over a long period of time. They will become bodiless in 1 second. However, when something comes in front of you, when there are many complications of service in front of you, your practice should be such that in 1 second, even 1 second is too long, your thinking and doing should be simultaneous. You should not have to make effort after thinking about it. At present, it is only after you think about something that you can stabilize yourself in that stage. However, such souls will be thinking and doing at the same time. It says there won't be even gap between thinking and doing. So it's not that we have to then create a thought at that time. No, but we just do it. There will be no difference in their thinking and their stage. It will happen the moment they think about it. Those who have such a practice will be able to take the initiative for service. Only a few such souls are instruments. There isn't a majority, it is a minority. Flowers will be showered on them here. At the end, those who pass with honor in this way will be showered with flowers in the corporeal form at the end by those who are the bhagats of the copper age. So even at the end, there will be those who show the Father. Even their death is serviceable to this extent. Service even takes place through their death. The children are the instruments for service. Or is it the mother and father? They are in an incognito form. In service, the mother and father are the backbone, and the children are in the front. The mother and father do not have a role in this part of service. Only the children will reveal the Father. You receive a medal for this service at the end. In the drama, only some children will receive such a medal. Now each of you should judge yourself whether you can be an instrument to claim such a medal. It isn't that only the senior sisters will be able to become that. Anyone can become that. Even the new jewels will perform wonders. So Baba is emphasizing on this practice of being bodiless over a long period of time. Not to have love for the body to the extent that I, the soul, am detached from the body. That forms the basis for everything else. To the extent that Baba is saying today, even the death will be serviceable. There will be service merged in it. Baba says now, you must bring about newness in service. Just as you bring about newness in yourself, so you must bring about newness in service. Remember the 5 things to bring about newness. Yesterday, Baba mentioned that unity, cleanliness, subtlety, sweetness, and greatness. So Baba is saying, remember the 5 things to bring about newness. From everyone's lips should emerge. Where have they come from? Just as people used to say this in the beginning. But at the beginning, you did not have the power of these versions. Now that you have the power of these versions, the power of your alokik stage has become incognito. It has become hidden. This is why you must now show everyone such spirituality that they feel that just as the souls who emerged from the bhakti became instruments for so much service, so too they have now become instruments to change the scene of the world. The service now is greater than of that time. So you must become such a form of love and power before you go. No matter how many thousands of people you may be amidst, from a distance, you should be visible as alokik beings. You speak of the corporeal form. Any person who did not know Baba would understand him to be a unique being. Amidst thousands of people, he was a sparkling diamond. So follow the Father. Do not take their vibrations into yourself. Make them alokik through your vibrations. This is the newness you have to bring about. To stabilize in the stage of being alokik. Now, because of service, you appear to be mixed with worldly people. Do not forget the mantra that you have of being detached whilst coming into relationship because of service. You had the relationship that you had to have, but now there is no need to have a relationship in that way. There's no need to make yourself lose because of service. That time has now gone by. Now, amidst the lokik, you should be visible as alokik beings. You should appear amidst many others as the avyakt images. You should appear to be the avyakt beings whilst you appear to be the avyakt beings. This is the transformation. For our souls to be visible as avyakt from a distance. In the beginning, you used to bring about transformation in yourselves in spite of someone else's vibrations or company. This is why they used to say that the Brahma Kumaris are very stubborn. However, the stubbornness was good. It was godly stubbornness. This is why, even whilst being in the middle of those vibrations, You have to make yourself loving and detached. Will you not do this much service? People will not surrender themselves just through your words. How did all of you surrender yourselves? Through internal spiritual love. You created many subjects, but you now have to enable other souls to surrender themselves. This is the service that still remains. You have created few heirs and many subjects. Subjects are created through words, but heirs are created with godly love and power. So when we serve with that consciousness, being an embodiment of love and power, Baba says then heirs will emerge. So you have to create heirs. This is the effort of the first stage. You will not be able to make anyone into water through words. But with love and power, you can enable them to surrender themselves in 1 second. You also receive these marks at the end. How many heirs have you created, and how many subjects have you created? What variety of heirs have you created, and what variety of subjects have you created? And in how much time? Today you being told on which questions you will receive marks in the final paper. Firstly, there will be this question in the final result. Secondly, you were told about revealing the Father through service till the end. The third aspect is how many times you failed in your stage from the beginning to the end. The full account will be announced. The full account will be announced. How many times you were victorious and how many times you failed. And if you did attain victory, in how much time did you do it? How long does it take to confront any situation that comes in front of you? You will also receive marks on this. So all the records are being kept. The service done throughout your entire life, the stage of the self, and the proof of service till the end. These three things will be considered. The service done throughout your entire life, the stage of the self, and the proof of service till the end. These three things will be considered. Here also, you will see yourselves very clearly in front of the others. What was your account in these three things? And you can bring these in front of you and check your result in advance. Whatever weaknesses still remain can be revised and be removed. Even now, if you still have a weakness in these aspects, then remove them and make up for it. Even in half an hour, a train is able to make up time. It can even make up time for 6 hours in half an hour. Therefore, this is the last chance to make up the time. Baba says this is the last chance to make up the time. This is the last chance to make up the time. Now we will see the result. In the beginning, Baba used to receive news that many elevated souls have come to them. Such news should come to Baba again. Abhatti means to transform the self. Abhatti means to transform the self. Acha, acha. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, family. Let's take a moment to absorb Baba's versions. Shanti. Thank you. So let's maybe take some time to discuss on what we heard today. Please feel free to share. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Baba says to be loved and dash at the same time, and to only come in contact with other souls for doing godly service. Om Shanti. And second point, that while being in front of others, despite their vibrations being around, we can bring about self transformation. And having godly stubbornness is not bad. Om Shanti.
Very nice. Shanti.
Om Shanti. Baba expects us to be alaukic in the alaukic world while we are playing a role or many roles at the same time. One, the soul needs to be in that eternal form and reflecting the avyakt form, avyakt stage at all while playing all these roles. We should not forget the that we are alaukic. We are not from this world. We are instruments, and permanent address is Paramdham, Mukti, and Jivan Mukti. So that I think that being alaukic in the crowd, the crowd could be any big, any amount of crowds outside this thing, and we are just alaukic. We are unique, like follow Father. That practice is what touched me. Om Shanti.
Very nice.
Om Shanti. Baba tells about it. The final paper is of final thoughts which lead to your destination. To easily be free from the bondage of the body at the end is a sign of passing with honor. That's what I noted. Second one, if your costume tight means we cannot able to be liberated easily, then tightness means attachment to someone. Another point at the end, those who pass with honor in this way will be showered with flowers in the corpuscle form at the end, while those who are the bhaktas of the copper age. So even at the end, they will be those who show the Father. So even at the end, they will be those who show the Father, even their death is serviceable to this extent. The children are the instruments for service. This point I noted, brother.
Very nice. Any other inspirations?
Yes, Shanti brother. Another point. Only the children will reveal the father. You receive a medal for this service at the end. Now, each of you, you should judge yourself whether you can be an instrument to claim such a medal. Baba said, not only the senior sisters, even the new jewels will perform wonders.
Hmm.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti brother. Stubbornness is different from Vairagya. Or both
Hmm.
are same?
Yeah, stubbornness is more like, it's, you say it's like related to determination. Like, it's generally in the Lokik world used as a negative, connotation. Then stubbornness is like, I'm not willing to quit. I'm stubborn in that way. Yeah.
Om Shanti brother.
Shanti.
Om Shanti. Baba says another point that if, first of all, the account of how many times I, the soul, was victorious over my uh, weaknesses and various situations, and how many times I failed, and if I attained victory, in how much time did I do it? That and how long does it in the present time, in the now? Uh, it will take to confront any situation if it comes in front of me, so that I'll receive marks on the basis of this. So this will all depend on the how long I have practiced to be stable in various changing situations, dynamic situations. So that is one thing, and second is the three things Baba says about the service done throughout my entire life, being alokik in Lokik, and the stage of the self and the proof of service. The proof of service, Baba says, is that the virtues in the practical form, whether I displayed them, reflected them in every role. These three things will be considered. And last point is that even in half an hour, a train is able to make up time. So Baba says basically that we have to gallop, we have to fly, and make up for whatever we would have lost time because of our own weaknesses. So this is the last chance to make up the time. There's no second moment. This moment is mine. This moment is the last chance. Om Shanti.
Adding on to what Baba just mentioned, Baba mentions today that thinking and doing, there will be no difference in that. That's the stage we need to get in. That's the point to take home for me and check for myself as to any situation, any circumstances that comes in, how soon, not even how soon, is that immediately I'm responding to it in an alokik space. Another point in today's Murli that is a practice point is vibrations that I create. Is vibrations of the external world influence me, or my alokik vibration takes in stride what's happening outside? So there is no space of complaint that because somebody's vibration or something which is not going wrong is because of that my sthiti is going down. Indeed, I look at, is my sthiti, is my stage influencing what's happening around, and there is a space of Rohani at Alokik's world there. Om Shanti. Sarabhai, we can't hear you.
Okay. And I was saying Om Shanti. Very nice. Yeah. I think this Murli was really, and these few Murlis, 69, early 70s, when Baba really trained all our seniors who have now become embodiments of what Baba has been sharing, especially today when Baba was mentioning that even leaving the body, the death should be a form of service. And I felt that, how our dadis have left, in their leaving, there has been a service merged in it. And this is because of this practice of being bodiless over a long period of time, being detached from the body, the costume not being tight. Baba says tightness means there's some attachment to someone. And this really practice, this is the central practice. But over a long period of time, that's what Baba gave example of Brahma Baba, that Baba was ever ready. When the time came, Shiv Baba called him, he said, okay, I'm coming. He didn't, delay, he wasn't stuck in anything, anyone, was really ever ready. And so to that extent, Baba said, not even a second, but we should really be ready. So the practice of being detached from the body, this is the key practice that Baba is inspiring us.
Om Shanti, brother.
Om Shanti.
I was just thinking how in 1969, in that bhatti, Baba was spiritually grooming all those instrument souls because Baba had a vision of the future. Baba knew what was the type of revelation which was needed in the end. And each of those instruments in the 1969 bhatti who were there have all proved through their lives, the dadis, the didis, and so many advanced party souls. They've all proved through their lives, living a life of virtue, and through their death, they have proved what is to be done. We have now ready-made, as Baba said, you've got already the versions with you and everything is just given to us. So just what we have to do with what we are not in the 1969 stage, where everything is given on a platter, the murlis, everything is there with us. So what newness is given? So one point, only one thing which really touched me is make others surrender. So this may be for the 1969 people because they have already surrendered, they have created few hairs, they have created subjects. But how can I reveal Baba by making others surrender? And what should they surrender? Because Baba has mentioned one thing in this Murli, newness in service, which is what I'm going to churn on. What new can I do in service through this Murli? Om Shanti.
Very nice. Thank you.
Another point Baba says is that while coming to this world for service, that has be detached and do not forget the mantra that you have of being detached whilst coming into relationship because of service. Baba says there's no need to make your stage loose because of service. So sometimes I was just reflecting this because of service, we make our stage little bit loose, but that should not happen. Baba says that time has gone by. now amidst the Lokik, you should be visible as a Lokik. So we should never loosen our stage, even while coming for the service into this world, into the relationships. And again, the state should be stable, irrespective of what service the soul is doing. Om Shanti.
Right. Nice.
Shanti, adding to Om Bhai's version words now, I think the detachment while coming into godly service also could be ensured by attending to traffic controls regularly and by listening and churning Murli at times. Baba in Brahmin life gives morning hours, afternoon hours for one's own self. So that's the time where we should utilize them for reading Murlis and churning them and rigorously following traffic controls, how much ever tough the service is. Om Shanti.
What I practice when I like drive to some place A to place B, whether for the office or back to home or to some other place because of the duties, I just play the Murli while and listen to the Murli, that day's Murli or any Avyak Murli. I think that gives me personally. Again, I come back to that, Swaman and the stage. I regain that stage, the alokik stage. This is just example I'm sharing. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother. I just want to add to what I said. See, Baba speaks about stubbornness. We call it as jid. And it was needed in those days because the new knowledge which was there, it had to go down. It had to be like, a foundation had to be created. But I remember in many Sakar Murlis, Baba saying, don't debate, don't argue. If there is somebody who's not taking in what you have said, check their pulse. Probably they are not part of the clan. So at that moment, I thought through my words, I could change them. But Baba says no. So today Baba has clarified, said it's not just through words you can make people surrender. It's through your internal spiritual love. And Baba has used this word, enable other souls to surrender themselves. That's a beautiful thing. How without my words, but through love, I can that is, make a try, help, give a lift to other souls to surrender themselves. That's what now when we do in service, Baba has mentioned it in many Sakar Murlis. Jid mat karna, debate mat karna. Om Shanti.
Shanti, that's very true. We cannot be stubborn with others to make them understand or accept our points. But I think this stubbornness, when Baba says this stubbornness is good, I think it is for our own efforts. When we are doing efforts with our own self, when we want to change our own sanskars, we really have to be stubborn. Because just a simple example with my own self, when this Avyakta Murli first season was before this, I mean, when it was started in 2018, I was the part of the group, but I have never ever really attended this morning class. I was doing it on my own, but then I really realized that just by doing it on my own, I am not consistent. I'm reading Murli every day. I'm missing once in a week, sometimes continuously 2-3 days I'm missing. So it was absolutely not consistent. But in this time, when I understand that you have to compel yourself for something, if you really want to bring about change, you really have to compel. And when I really do it this time, touch wood, at least till now I'm continue with this group. So to change sanskar of yourself have to be stubborn, but while approaching to people, or while what I want to say, while explaining to people, don't be stubborn, try love there. I think that is the difference what Baba wants to tell, that be stubborn with your own self, but be loveful and polite with others, so that they will understand, and then they will be ready to surrender themselves. So I think this is something something to churn about. And I'm also going to take this point for my daily churning today. Thank you.
Om Shanti. Just adding on to what Sister just said, we talking about surrendering in the alokik world. If we bring the same practice back, what Sister just mentioned with respect to her consistency in being on the group, the same is a practice that I would want to take on, which sometimes I flip, is when somebody is rude, bad, or angry on you, can at that point of time I be stable and just keep my sthiti in that space of I being stubborn with my own self that come what may be, whatever has been thrown on me, can I just be peaceful and give blessings and good vibrations to the other soul instead of getting disturbed from there? That's one of the practice that can bring in being alokik even in the lokik world. That's what I was getting while she was sharing. Om Shanti.
I wondered why sisters were told to be stubborn, godlyly stubborn, because probably they never left Baba that time, despite their family members telling them that there is a better life or the life is different, that they never believed in Brahma Baba or Shiv Baba. But our great sisters, they kept following Baba and they proved that through this knowledge they could serve the humanity. And they kept that stubbornness within them to follow Baba, and that's how they revealed Baba. Om Shanti.
So we can say that stubbornness is just one of the qualities. If we use it in positive approach, it can be a good quality. And if we use it in negative approach or in something where it should not be involved, just like we said that while speaking others or while making them understand our point. So it is about the perspective, how we use it will become good quality or it may become a bad quality if we use it in a incorrect way. So it is a good point that stubbornness, we should have stubbornness just for the sake of our own grooming or improvement. Good, thank you.
Yes, Yogita Ben, you're right. But I associate stubbornness more with a determination and a confidence that whatever I've got is true. As you said, it's good for the self. It's good to see that if I am not stubborn, I'll be just thrown upon. Yes, that point is there. My thing was only, as Baba's mentioning today about service, one has to bring about spiritual love. I think through love, that fixedness, that determination, that foundation, that whatever stubbornness or whatever we call it, which is already fixed in me, will come out in a very nice way, because my intention is that they should just know what is the truth, which is what even Dadis strive from beginning, fought in quotes for that. You're right, it's more for me to metamorphose myself than trying
Yeah,
to force change on others. I cannot
right.
do that.
Yes, exactly right.
Before we move on to the meditation, we have this announcement that tomorrow we are churning the Murli in a deeper space, how to practice, how to experience Baba's versions. And the Murli date is 28th of November 1969. Methods to see how to become alokik in the lokik world. So do read the Murli and come tomorrow morning for the session. So Rabai, over to you for meditation.
Sure, thank you. Let's take a few moments as we experience the Avyakt, the invisible dimension where we souls eternally live with Baba. Baba is seeing us as Avyakt beings. The world of the body, the world of the matter is completely foreign to us. We are here stabilized in our consciousness as beings of light, eternal, pure, innocent beings of light. We live here in our home of light with Baba, the eternal source. I feel a natural sense of detachment from the body and the world down below. And as I come back into the physical dimension, I carry Baba's remembrance with me in a natural way as I experience being Avyakt. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, family. Have a nice day. Shanti.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you, brother.
Thank
Happy day
you,
for all.
Bhagwan. Thank you, Saurabhai. Thank you, Divine Family. And we shall meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.